Hey guys, once again another day of self-care ritual challenge, and today we're talking about journaling. And this is like the most simple and easiest way of therapy, really. All you need to do is go to the store, grab a journal or a notepad or even a piece of paper, so you don't really need to be that elaborate about things, and then just write whatever is in your mind. So this is a good way to release some of the things that are bothering us every day. Sometimes we have so many things thinking, whether it is related to work, whether it is related to our home, with our family, things that we need to get or achieve, our goals. Sometimes I'm just walking on the street and then things come to my mind like, I have this great idea for my business, or this is the best way I can help people, and I forget to write it down. But then that idea is always in my mind, and then the next thing I know, I have more ideas and I don't know how to organize that. So this is a good way of organizing your thoughts if you have things going on at the moment and you want to kind of plan things out, because that's a good way for really your brain to start assessing what's important, what's priority, and what needs to be done at the moment. Also, this is a good way for releasing any kind of feelings or emotions that are pretty much cluttering in your mind. For instance, if you have some sort of unfinished business with somebody, some sort of confrontation, or maybe not in good terms with someone, and you don't know how to bring that up, because we don't want to get into conflict, right? We want to avoid a conflict. We want to avoid getting hurt, and we might also want to avoid hurting people. So this is a good practice, and actually it is a tool that some therapists use when it comes to really releasing any kind of feeling, such as anger, disappointment, feeling the sense of loss if it is about somebody. If you feel betrayal, and you don't know how to bring that up to the other person. And sometimes just harvesting that feeling doesn't really do any good. It won't help the situation. If anything, it will make that distance, that gap in between you two, a little bit bigger. So this is a good way of doing that, by writing down maybe a letter to that person, and you don't need to give it to that person, but writing down the way you feel, how you want to be treated, how you felt treated, if you felt that you were betrayed. And also, you should get rid of that letter. You should get rid of that piece of paper with those feelings that you were harvesting for so long, because that's a good way of letting go. That's a good way of saying, this is over. I don't want to feel any of this resentment in me. All I want is good things in my life, and I'm letting go. So you get rid of it, you shred it, you lit it on fire, and even if you want, you have to do a little ritual about it, and just forgive and let go. This is another good way of, as I said, forgiveness. Maybe also get in the habit of writing a letter to yourself, not just to the other person, but also forgive yourself, or forgive other people if you feel somebody has given some sort of attitude towards you. Forgiving yourself. And this is a practice that I started doing some time ago, and it's very relieving. It's really for my self-growth, because I want to keep moving along in life and growing personally and being the best person I can be. And for me, sometimes going back in time and see how the way I grew up, or how different things happening around me shape me the way I am. And for me to understand that, I need to forgive not just the people around me, but also forgive myself, and send a lot of love. And what I mean by that is, for instance, this is a journal that I had last year. And this is so cute because it has a nice little saying that it was nice to look at every single day. And one of the things that I did, not only having love notes and affirmations and writing down my goals for the day and all of that, but I also wrote letters to myself. And here's one of them. Dear little Wendy, this is how here I pretty much wrote to myself how I wanted to feel. And I even have a picture of myself, when I was little, at 1 year old. And I kind of kept it with me, and looking at her eyes, and trying to understand what she was feeling at that time, This is a time when when my parents were probably divorcing, and I don't remember much what happened back then, but this was a good exercise for me to not only understand them, but also understand me and giving forgiveness and a lot of love, because I'm pretty sure that I needed a lot of that, and I got a lot of that from my family members, but also I needed it from myself. So this is a really good exercise about that. If you feel that something is missing, that you need to kind of go back in time and kind of say to that little person, you know what, it's okay. And a lot of the things that I say here, not only about forgiveness, but I also tell her, Wendy, you are little right now, but in a few more years, in 20 years, 30 years, you're going to be great. I really give her a lot of wisdom and advice and really words of encouragement that no matter what's going to happen, things are going to be great. So that's a good exercise for me to keep it, very positive and very optimistic about life, and really coming in good terms with myself and feeling great, and this is a great exercise that I believe it can be beneficial for anybody. So there you go. This is another tip that you can start practicing. Again, you don't need to be perfect about it. All you need to do is just grab a piece of paper if you want and start writing things down. Sometimes what I do is I get up in the morning, and before I actually get out of bed, I just grab my journal and I start writing things down, anything that comes to mind. Again, you don't need to be perfect. You can just write any words, any kind of ideas, feelings, even if it is like, I'm so sleepy. Write it down. It's a good practice that eventually it will stick to you, sorry. And so again, this is something that could be done any time of the day. I rather do it in the morning, and sometimes I do it nighttime too, because also at nighttime what I like to do is really journal or write down things that I'm grateful for that happened to me that day, which is another great way of really bringing awareness, being grateful of anything that happened to us, being aware of what's really around us, and paying attention to sometimes those little things, not so much like, oh, everything around me is, great because I got a raise, or, I finally bought the car that I wanted to buy. But maybe even looking at, if you don't think that good things are happening to us, look at the smallest little things, you were able to go to work and use your car to go to work, even if it's not the best car that you wanted to have, or even sometimes when I'm commuting to work, I look around me and I look at people, and this is a practice that I think will really shift your mind and be more aware of the people around you. And I look at people and I really, without them knowing, I tell them I love you and I thank you for being here. Because really that brings a sense of community also that we all need. And so for me, by doing that, I feel that I'm doing something good. I'm being there for somebody, even if it is a smile, even if it is just like a little, nod. I'm thankful about the things around me. I'm thankful about the food that I ate today. I'm thankful about the people that I got to see at work. I'm grateful for my family, for my health, for my pet, my little cat, that she is so loving sometimes. I'm thankful and grateful for the opportunity for being here and talking to you, trying to make a difference and giving you this kind of message that no matter what happens, you will be okay. You just need to do a little thing every single day towards that happiness, and sometimes that involves really getting in touch with your inner self. And so once again, I hope that you will embrace this practice. You kind of get in the habit of just being more conscious about the things that you do and being aware of what's around you. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. If you like, you can connect with me through our Facebook group, Your Wellness Lounge, or you can just send me a message and share some things with me. If you want some more ideas of what to write, or what kind of things I'm doing, with my journaling. Because I honestly, guys, I do believe, and I've journaled quite a bit. I have a few journals that a lot of it has to do with self-analysis and all of that. And hopefully my goal is that someday I can put all of this into a book. So you never know. I never thought that I would be sitting here telling you this. I never thought that someday I would be actually thinking about speaking in public or writing a book. But honestly, if it's something that we always keep in mind and we do little things at a time, eventually we will see those things happening. So thank you so much for letting me be here with you. I'll be seeing you again tomorrow. And if there's anything that you need, don't forget that you can reach out to me at wendyrosenthal.com. Okay? Bye.